Hey everybody, it's Brice with PEAX, and I'm going to walk you through how to pitch the nest for our new Solitude 6P. Whether you're using the full nest or the half nest, it doesn't matter. They both will pitch the exact same way. We're going to use the half nest today just because of its unique shape and its ability to accommodate the stove. So the first thing you want to do is just take the nest out of the bag, kind of start to lay it out. And the only thing that you'll really need to pay attention to when you're first starting to lay it out is the door orientation. The two curved doors are going to be your entrance for your sleep area. There's a vertical side with a zipper, that's for the stove side. So just be cautious of that when you're setting it up. You make sure that you get your stove on the right side of the tent where you want it to be. The first thing you're going to do is just find one of the main corners. Again, it's got the green webbing there. Fully extend the cording. Just stake a corner down. Then you're just going to go to the other side and kind of pull the floor just tight. Stake it down. Move over to another corner with the green webbing, and you're just going to want to kind of follow the seam in the tent to get the angle right, and you're going to want to pull it to where the other side kind of matches that same angle. Just go to your final corner and again match the angle of the seam when you pull out to stake it down. Then on the half nest, there's two more spots to stake out on the sides, just like kind of the footprint area. On the full nest, there would be two more for 8 total. Once your footprint is all staked out, you're just going to take your center pole. Again, we're set for 94 inches. That's kind of the ideal height. Just going to feed that into the nest and up to the top of the cone area. Once you have the pole in place, we have this wall tensioning system. This is just designed to make sure that that nest doesn't kind of sag in along the seams. It keeps it nice and tight. So you can just go around, and you don't need to over tighten these. You just want to kind of tighten them up a little bit. And that's just going to put tension between the seam of the nest and this cording to keep everything just nice and tight. You'll notice in the nest too that we have these openings that can be used. This is for the Vert Trek system. The trekking pole can go through there. It'll attach to the fly of the tent. And we also have them up here where the Cross Trek stabilization system gets installed as well. So this is really the nest. If you're gonna camp in really fair weather, you can just sleep inside the nest, whether you're using the half nest or the full nest. If you want to use the actual Tipi fly over the top of it, then you'll just drape the Tipi over the top and install it the same way, just hooking up all the corners with the same cording, and then staking off kind of 2 other points for the Tipi here. We'll go ahead and do that now. So one tip and one thing that I really like to do once I have the Tipi nest pitched and just make sure it looks right, I actually go ahead and drop the pole down. That just makes it easier once you get the actual Tipi over the top of the nest to re-pitch it up rather than trying to throw the Tipi up over the top of that tall peak there. So we'll just go ahead and drop the pole down just leave it in place. And take our teepee. Again, you're going to want to make sure your stove jack side matches that vertical zipper side so that you don't accidentally pitch it opposite of what it should be. So again, when you're pitching the teepee, you just want to match corners with green to green webbing on your 4 main corners, and your cording is going to go over the exact same stakes at each of the corners. And you just put the stakes, the other stake out spots over the stakes that are already in the ground. Then once you've got all the cording over the same stakes, you're just going to want to raise it up. From here, what you want to kind of do is match up the cone of the nest with the cone of the actual teepee, and make sure that the pole's just inside of there together. They're just nested on top of each other. That way when you start to raise up the teepee, you're not going to have to adjust this later. When the teepee's over the top of the nest, you just want to go around and tighten everything up just like you would if you were using the footprint. And the last thing to do on the outside would be to stake out your single point guy out systems. You can see once the teepee is pitched with the half nest, this open floor vestibule area where your stove will actually go. Your stove would sit about right here and just come up through the stove jack, and you can run a nest and a stove at the same time. It's really awesome when you need bug protection, but also some colder temp, Alaska, things like that. Having the nest but also being able to run a stove at the same time is just a really great feature of this 6P tent. We built the nest system of the 6P tent to also accommodate the Vert Trek and Cross Trek stabilization system. So these little openings are where you'll stick your trekking pole through and up into the pouch where it goes for the Vert Trek system. And then you'll just extend the pole, lock it down, and to keep bugs out, you just tighten the cording around the pole, just nice and tight. And that still allows the Vert Trek system to be used, but also to prevent bugs from getting inside the tent. So as you can see, really simple to set up the Solitude 6 teepee with the nest, even by yourself. With multiple guys, it goes super fast. We're excited for you to check it out. You can learn more at our website at peaksequipment.com.